Yeah, yeah, go.
Now, I've just been working out, and throughout my workout, which was quite intense, the story of Sam Does Arts has been running through my mind as a story of somebody who's gone head to head with an incoming threat that really arguably no artist had ever gone head to head with yet, which is the threat of AI. And he really endured the brunt of it, all the mad people who were buying into the first AI crave, all these psychotic, crazy people, malicious people. He really bore the brunt of that impact. And the fact that he has survived this fight, but not only survived, but thrived and gone to the next level in his career, in his art career, as a result of this, really tells us that we should dive deeper into this story, because it truly is a mind-blowing story. So this is my first time improvising a video while I'm like walking in the streets returning from a workout. My voice might be a bit shaky and the script might not be as good as usual, but I figured, this is the AI age, so human improvisation should really be more intriguing to people than me writing the script down and then just reading it out loud. So who is Sam Does Arts? Who is this guy? Now I think he was an accountant before going into art. He's a self-taught artist and kind of got lucky in the early wave of TikTok, making tutorials and really being very diligent, extremely diligent with his work, very talented in his drawing. And by the fact that he was successful online first, we already get kind of a taste of the fight that is incoming with AI art. Because when you think about it, Sam Does Arts, before he went toe-to-toe with AI, really had gone through this before, because he was the author, the original guy who came up with the Instagram attractive girl aesthetic, right? Those pictures you see on Instagram with an attractive, usually Asian woman drawn in a half anime style with very, very like aesthetic and eye-catching. And Sam Does Arts kind of popularized that. So he got copied by a lot of people. And he could have got mad that his style was being diluted, copied by a bunch of artists who were really just copying him without any scrupulousness, like they were straight up making knockoffs of his art. But he already back then showed a great amount of authenticity and said that, of course, he's making tutorials, so people are mimicking his style. That's an obvious effect, but he advocated that these people should first mimic his style and he would forgive them for that, but then they had to move on and find their own humanity. And that he himself early on had copied the works of others, only to find that the true worth of art was finding his own humanity, his own style, and that he would forgive others for going through the same journey that he had. So this was already kind of foreshadowing. He had already gone through this before. And been copied himself. And he had come out of it on top. He had come out of it with his head high and with people admiring him. And so when the first wave of AI came about in the years 2022, 2023, mostly 2023, and there was the whole Sam Yang controversy, which Sam Yang is the full name of Sam Does Arts, he decided to fight against this AI stuff, because this is very different to people mimicking his art. This is AI mimicking his art, scraping data from the internet, and in many cases, including his own case, there were people, malicious people with some degree of AI knowledge, training models specifically on his art. Okay, and so he made a video going up against that, and the blowback was absolutely crazy. I mean, these AI people were just malicious, delusional, crazy. I remember one quote back then that he was sent by one of the AI people was, "An artist has no right to speak to gods." Now that's crazy, right? Because these people are into some crazy stuff. I mean, you artists might not know this, but these AI people believe that we are birthing into this world a new being that we have created in our own image. And they believe that this new being is our God. It will rule over us. And so this explains that quote. So an artist has no right to speak to gods. So remember again the fight that you are on. You are fighting an existential war against these AI people. And so Sam, at this point, he had all the pushback, and they were making more and more models mimicking him, and he really started to raise his head above the rest and then got attacked for it. And so there was a temptation. He could have just retreated, said, this fight is not for me, I'm not important enough, let me just preserve my little community, and I'm making a lot of money this way, and why should I fight? Why should I raise my head above those of others? But there's something in Sam that really makes him very human. Really, he has those qualities of leadership. And so he decided to fight against them, and he continued to speak out. He continued to organize the community, and sort of movement started growing initially. And then the platform Civets AI identified him as sort of the spearhead of the fight against AI, there were all these lawsuits going on, they're still going on to this day. And so he was targeted as the spearhead of those, and the platform Civets AI hosted a contest of who would make the best Sam Yang art model, AI art model, sorry. I shouldn't even use the term AI art. And the James Bond villain aspect of this was that they decided to have as the prize for the winner of this competition a print of Sam's art that they would have ordered from his website. And they argued that in doing so they were supporting human artists. Now you understand the maliciousness of this message, right? And Sam once again had the same temptation, right? They're making competitions to mimic my art. All these AI people, I don't know them. I don't know what they're ready to do. Somebody might show up in my house, right? Something like this. And so this is a great deal of fear. But he showed once again that he would not back down, and that he would hold on to his human principles. So this is a good pattern to follow for ourselves, not to back down, not to get fearful, because as you'll see, as I'm about to explain next, that's about when things ended, because after this context, the AI people realized that mimicking Sam's art really wasn't doing anything. It was just making him stronger, because he was appearing like the good guy and they were appearing like the bad guys. At the end of the day, the power that these AI people look for is found in the goodwill of other human beings. And Sam Yang was collecting troves and troves of said goodwill, while they were getting a lot of really bad emotions triggered in people. And so they lost the fight. Basically, Sam did nothing but talk out of his heart, and these people ridiculed themselves. So 3 things that we really learn, we artists, we should mimic from him, because he was really the martyr, the first person to go head-to-head with the AI beast. And this is coming to us all in the future if we want something of a career in art. First thing, they have in Chinese philosophy a concept of wu wei, which is non-action. It means no wu wei, which is to act or to move. And that was basically the principle that Sam applied there, right? Do not act, do not be fearful. Trust that you have power on your side, and you don't need to get excited. You don't need to really go on wild goose chases and ridicule yourself. Just stay centered, speak from the heart, make art that is human, and do not get flustered and then go and use AI in your art, for instance, or betray your principles. Because in the long term, and even in the short term in Sam's story, you will reap the benefits of this choice. So be strong and hold on, because we're all in this together. Second principle, authenticity, which is what got Sam to the next level. He was always authentic. He would always speak his mind, and that made him relatable. And that's kind of why I'm making this video here, improvising, because I don't want any artifice that puts a veil between me and you guys. I really want to be authentic with this. And when I say that I started my career in AI, that I got a PhD in AI, and that I'm appalled by the direction that my field has taken, and that I would love to go the same direction that Sam went and transition into an art career, but I've been unable to do so as of yet. That's authentic. That's me being real to you guys. And the third principle is something I really admire with Sam, and maybe it has to do with the fact that he was self-taught in art and knew how to learn, is that he really got a good grasp on what AI was very fast. I saw a lot of artists really misunderstanding what AI was. That was not the case with Sam. He was always correct when he was speaking of AI. And this speaks to the value of educating yourself and having a bit of both worlds in your mind, knowing the enemy so that you might defeat the enemy. And that's why I think you guys, sorry for self-promotion, but I think I'm a really useful voice in this case because of my AI expertise, but my admiration for arts and my own art practice over the past 7 years. The point of this channel is to arm artists with all the knowledge that is required, all the tools, the tricks that are required, the mindsets and the pitfalls that you might want to avoid on your fights, on your journey over the next decades, fighting against this AI beast. So subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't really like me rambling like this, just tell me in the comments and I'll go back to the usual format. Otherwise, see you guys